Hello friends, we will now discuss about increasing and decreasing function. And suppose we have function y equal to fx. Suppose we have function y equal to fx. Now if we draw the curve of this function, there may be two conditions like this. One condition may be when x increases, y also increases. So function curve of this function may be like this. So from this curve it is clear that when x increases, y also increases. So this is the graph of strictly increasing function. And second case may be like this. Here when x increases, y decreases. So the curve may be like this. When x increases, y decreases. The curve may be like this. So it is clear that x increases, y decreases. So this is the curve for this curve represents a strictly decreasing function. Now the proper one thing you can note that if we take any point on the graph, on both the curves, and draw a tangent. We draw a tangent passing through a particular point, this particular point. Like this and like this. So this is the tangent and this tangent, and these are the point of contact. Here you can see is that angle between tangent and positive x-axis, we name it theta 1 or theta 2. So in the case of strictly increasing function, we can say that this theta 1 will be acute. So theta 1 is acute, that means tan theta 1 is positive. Why? Because theta 1 is acute, therefore tan theta 1 is positive. And here tan theta 2 is obtuse, therefore we can say tan theta 2 will be negative. Okay, it is clear from the graph we have studied in class 11th. So from this figure it is clear that tan theta 1 will be greater than 0, and here it will be clear that tan theta 2 less than 0. So we can say the slope, tan theta 1 is nothing but slope of this tangent. So slope of this tangent is positive and here it is negative, and the slope of tangent is dy by dx. Okay, so we can say dy by dx or f dash. So in this case dy by dx or f dash x is positive, and in this case this will be negative. Okay, so we can say this is the condition for strictly increasing and strictly decreasing function. For a strictly increasing function, f dash x must be positive, and for strictly decreasing function, f dash x must be negative. So it is the case for strictly increasing function. Strictly increasing function, and here we have discussed strictly decreasing function. Okay, so these two formulas we can use, these two tools we can use If for any function f dash x is greater than 0, then we can say it is strictly increasing, or if it is less than 0, then it will be strictly decreasing. This, okay. Now next, sometimes graph may be like this also. So initially it increases, then it goes parallel to the x-axis like this, and then again it increases. Now what will be the sign of f dash for this function? In this part and in this part same thing happen, f dash will be greater than 0, but in this part, parallel part, tangent will be parallel to x-axis, so slope of tangent will be 0. So here we can say f dash x may be 0 or greater than 0. So we can write it as f dash x greater than or equal to 0. And similarly for decreasing function, it may happen like this: initially decreasing, then parallel, and then decreasing. So here we can say f dash x will be less than or equal to 0. So in this case we will say that fx is only increasing function. And in this case it will be called decreasing function. Fx is called decreasing function. So friends, let's review quickly. If f dash is greater than 0, we can say that function is strictly increasing function, and f dash x is less than 0, then we say it is strictly decreasing function. If f dash x greater than or equal to 0, then we say fx is increasing function, and if f dash x is less than or equal to 0, then we say fx is a decreasing function. Okay, so on the base of discussion we can solve the problems. So now we will take up some problems. Our first problem is, show that the function given by fx equal to 3x plus 17 is strictly increasing on R. Function is given and we have to show that it is strictly increasing on R. So let's see the solution. Here fx equal to 3x plus 17. Now differentiating both sides, we will find f dash x equal to derivative of 3x is 3 and 7 is constant, therefore 0. So f dash is equal to 3. Now 3 is a positive number because constant number and it will always be positive. So what we have observed that f dash is greater than 0, and this is the condition for a strictly increasing function. So we can say this implies fx is a strictly increasing function. So it is a very simple problem. Now next problem is, find the intervals in which the function f given by fx equal to 2x cube minus 3x square minus 36x plus 7 is strictly increasing and strictly decreasing. Okay, now we will find the function interval of function. Okay, if a function increases and then decreases, okay, if function increases and then decreases, then we can find a point at which tangent is parallel to x-axis. Okay, so we will first find all such points. at which tangent is parallel to x-axis, because in both sides of such points there will be an increasing nature or decreasing nature. So we will find all such points. These points can be found out by putting f dash as equal to 0. So we will first find the value of f dash x. So we differentiate it, we will get f dash equals to 6x square minus 6x minus 36. We will solve it, take out 6 common, x square minus x minus 6. Now factorize it, we will get x minus 3 x plus 2. Okay, by splitting the middle term we have factorized it, we will get like this. So this is our value of f dash x. If we put f dash x equal to 0, this will implies x equal to 3 and x equal to minus 2. So there are 2 points x equal to 3 and minus 2 at which tangent is parallel to x-axis. Now we locate these numbers, we locate these points on number line, real number line. So we draw a number line, this is minus infinity and this is plus infinity, this is minus 2, this is plus 3. Okay, so what we have seen that these two numbers divide this real number line into 3 intervals. First interval from minus infinity to minus 2, second interval from minus 2 to 3, and third interval from 3 to infinity. So we have to check this, check the nature of function in these 3 intervals. So we take up first interval. So in interval minus infinity to minus 2, so we will see what will be the sign of function, sign of f dash in the interval minus infinity to minus 2. This is our f dash, 6x minus 3 plus into x plus 2. If we take any point in between the in this interval minus infinity to minus 2, we may observe the sign of the function f dash. So f dash x equals to 6 is constant, always positive, then x minus 3. Take any point between this interval. If we take minus 3 lies in this interval, so if we take minus 3, then this quantity minus 3 minus 3 minus 6, that is negative quantity, it will be a negative quantity. And then if we put minus 3 here, minus 3 plus 2, again negative quantity. What we have done, we have taken up a point in this point interval and just put it in the value of x. You will locate the sign, you will find the sign. So what happens that we can say 6 is positive, there is negative quantity, there is again negative quantity, so you will get at the end a positive quantity, that means greater than 0. So f dash x is greater than 0 in this interval. So we can say this implies fx is strictly increasing, in interval minus infinity to minus infinity minus 2. Okay, now we take next interval, that is minus 2 comma 3. So in interval minus 2 comma 3, now we observe what is the sign of f dash x. So f dash x equals to 6 positive quantity. Now we take any number between in this interval minus 2 and 3, so we may take 0 for sake of convenience, we take 0. So we put x equal to 0 in the value of f dash x. Then we say 0 minus 3 negative quantity and 0 plus 2 positive quantity. So after 6 we have one negative quantity and one positive quantity. So total we will get a negative quantity. So f dash is negative in the interval. This implies fx is strictly decreasing. Strictly decreasing. Okay. Now in next last interval 3 to infinity. The interval 3 to infinity. Now if we take any point in this interval 3 to infinity, we may take 4. Okay. So what we will get, f dash x equals to, first number was 6, positive number. Then we have x minus 3. Okay. Then we have x minus 3 and x plus 2. So if we put 4 in x minus 3, we will get positive quantity. And then we will get again positive quantity, x minus 3 and x plus 2. Both are positive for x equal to 4. So again we will get two positive quantities. So positive, 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 and at the end we will get a positive number. So this implies, so f dash x is positive in the interval 3 to infinity. This implies fx is strictly increasing. Strictly increasing. In 3 to infinity. Now what was the question? Question was that in which interval fx is strictly increasing and which interval is strictly decreasing. So we can observe that fx is strictly increasing in two intervals. One is minus infinity to minus 2, another one is 3 to infinity, and it is strictly decreasing in the interval minus 2, 3. Okay, this completes the solution. Now next question, now we will take up the next problem. This one is, show that y equal to log 1 plus x minus 2x upon 2 plus x, where x is greater than minus 1, is an increasing function of x throughout its domain. Domain is here, x greater than minus 1 is the domain of function, and we have to prove that for these values, for x greater than minus 1, this y is increasing function. Okay, increasing function. So we will find dy by dx and prove that it will be either 0 or positive. So let's begin the solution. Y equal to this, so find log dy by dx. So here log 1 plus x, we will differentiate it, we will get 1 upon 1 plus x. Then this is 2x upon 2 plus x, use quotient formula. You will get like this, 2 plus x whole square, then 2 plus x as it is, then d upon dx of 2x, that is 2, minus 2x as it is, then d upon dx of 2 plus x, that is 1. Okay, this is simple differentiation. Now simplify it further. 1 upon 1 plus x minus 4 plus 2x minus 2x upon 2 plus x whole square. We have simplified it. Then further solve, 1 plus x into 2 plus x whole square, 2 plus x whole square minus 4 into 1 plus x, then 4 plus 4x plus x square minus 4 minus 4x upon 1 plus x into 2 plus x whole square. So in the end we will get x square x square upon 1 plus x into 2 plus x whole square. Now this is the value of dy by dx, first derivative. Now we have to assess the value of this. It will be positive, negative, or equal to 0. Now the domain of y is x greater than minus 1. We assume that this as 1, first equation. Now domain was x greater than minus 1. This implies x plus 1 is greater than 0. Thus 1 plus is greater than 0. If we add 1 to both sides, then we get x plus 2 greater than 1, which is again greater than 0. So this number 2 plus is also greater than 0. Now x square of any number is always positive or 0. It can be 0 because x is greater than minus 1. Therefore it is 0. X square is 0 for s equal to 0, and for all other values it will be positive. So we can say x square is greater than equal to 0. So what we have seen, this x square is greater than equal to 0. This number 1 plus x is greater than 0. This number 2 plus x is greater than 0. So we can say this whole quantity will be either positive or equal to 0. So we can say thus dy by dx is greater than equal to 0, or this implies y is an increasing function. Y is an increasing function. Increasing function. Okay, so this completes the solution. Now we take up next question. This is here we have given a trigonometric function, and we have to prove that it is an increasing function of theta in closed interval 0 to pi by 2. Interval is closed here. So we may proceed like previous question. Find dy by d theta. Variable is theta here. Find dy by d theta. Solution. So dy by d theta equals to, here we will apply quotient rule. 2 plus cos theta whole square, 2 plus cos theta, it is 4 cos theta, minus 4 sin theta as it is, and derivative of 2 plus cos theta is minus sin theta, minus minus plus, and this will be sin square theta. Then minus 1, theta is minus 1. Now we will take LCM and simplify. 2 plus cos theta whole square, open the bracket, 8 cos theta plus 4 cos square theta plus 4 sin square theta, and then minus 2 plus cos theta whole square. 8 cos theta, now this will become 4 cos, 4 common, and cos square theta plus sin square equal to 1. It will reduce to 4. Then we have 4 plus 4 cos theta plus cos square theta upon 2 plus cos theta whole square. Now what we will get, 8 cos theta minus 4, that means 4 cos theta minus cos square theta upon 2 plus cos theta whole square is equals to cos theta into 4 minus cos theta upon 2 plus cos theta whole square. So this is the value of dy by d theta. is our first equation. Now what will be the value of the sign of this value, positive, negative, or 0? So we can say the interval is given 0 to pi by 2, closed interval 0 to pi by 2. So in closed interval 0 to pi by 2, in 0 to pi by 2 we can easily observe that cos theta is greater than 0, greater than equal to 0, because cos pi by 2 is 0. 4 minus cos theta is always greater than 0, because maximum value of cos theta is 1, so it is always greater than 0. 2 plus cos theta whole square, 2 plus cos theta, 2 plus cos theta is always a positive quantity. So thus we can say from 1 dy by d theta is greater than equal to 0. This implies y is an increasing function. Okay, this completes the problem. Our final problem is prove that fx equal to x cube minus 3x square plus 3x minus 100 is increasing in R. Is increasing. Here we have left the word increasing. Increasing in R. Increasing in R. We have to prove this. So first find f dash. Use the solution. First we will write f dash x. F dash x equals to 3x square minus 6x plus 3. Now we simplify it, take out 3 common, x square minus 2x plus 1. Now x square minus 2x plus 1 is a perfect square. You can write it as x minus 1 whole square. Now this value is always positive except for s equal to 1. For s equal to 1 it will be 0. For all other values of x it will be positive. So we can say f dash x 3x minus 1 whole square then equal to 0 for all x belongs to R. Or in other words, for all real numbers. This implies f dash x is greater than equal to 0 for all x belongs to R. This implies fx is increasing in R. Okay, so this completes the solution. So okay friends, we have done different types of questions, and you can, on the basis of these questions, you can solve another or more questions. Thank you. Okay.